It says something along the lines of, find the maximum profit. Okay? So your objective in problem number 2 is to do what?
Find the maximum profit.
Find the maximum profit. Very good. So you start with that. You know that the maximum profit is going to be some function. Well, how much money do you make off the general admission? How much money do you make off the student ticket? Well, you make $7 per general admission and $4 for a student ticket. I am putting them in alphabetical order because I think it's cleaner, and therefore when you graph things, you treat them in terms of x's and y's, and it shouldn't be so scary.
Which one are we on?
Now you go through the constraints. First couple of sentences says no more than 2,000 general admission tickets. No more than. So you can sell up to and including 2,000. No more than 4,000, which means you can sell up to and including 4,000 student tickets. Now they throw in a little bit about advertising. They talk about costs of advertising per ticket. Correct, and I fill that in at the end here because I just say it's going to be in a first quadrant problem. Great question. Do I have to label that it's got to be greater than or equal to 0? It's okay.
So couldn't you not make a profit? Because if you bought all the tickets for like $3,000 and then you didn't sell them?
Yes. But I think it says, find if they charge, how many should they sell? That's what they say.
Okay.
I know you.
Never mind.
No, it's okay. Now, the last bit talks about advertising. You had an advertising budget. The budget, I believe, was $3 grand. Which means and it said you have a budget of no more than $3 grand. So you can't spend more than that. Yes, sir.
I think I left my homework in my locker.
Well, we can fill it out and we'll just go through this. After that, you had, what was it? It told you that it costs 50 cents to advertise a student ticket and $1 to advertise the general public. So going through this, I know it's going to cost me $1 for a general plus 50 cents for a student ticket. And I apologize to 5 of the S. It so happens. Because those two deal with the costs of advertising. This deals with the cost of advertising. Therefore, we know we can't have any negatives, so we wind up with the first quadrant problem. I labeled it in terms of G and S. I'm going to go with the same idea of X's and Y's, just put them in order and alphabetically. And now, one of the things I've been talking about throughout the day today is that sometimes it's tough to figure out where you're going to place this information on the graph. How are you going to scale it to make sense? My suggestion is to plot the bigger of all of the intercepts first, and then work your way in. So you know what the biggest one's going to look like, and then you can work inward just to make it scale it out that way. So if I'm looking at this, my biggest intercept is going to be with the 3,000 equation, because I have a 0.5s is 3,000. Therefore, that's intercept is at 6,000. You okay on that? If I cover and solve this one, I have an S intercept of 6,000, a G intercept of 3,000. 6,000. And what did I say, 3,000? A human? Great.
Actually, I don't know.
Hey, hey. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. Did he need, you left a note saying he needed more time. Oh, it was flexed for today.
Yeah, I give it in.
I forgot that it was already flexed. Hey, thank you. All right, so that one, in or out? In. 0 plus 0 is less than, so it's moving down. So far, so good? All right. G 2000, vertical line. S 4000, horizontal line. Okay? gives me intercepts here, here, here. And we're okay that these are all moving inward, right? I need to figure out these two ordered pairs. And those are nice. What's nice with those is that you already know one of the coordinates for both. You know that the G coordinate here is going to be 2,000. Because it's vertical. It's playing the same thing as an X. Put 2,000 in for G. Move it over. You get 1/2 S is 1,000. S is? Try it again. 2,000. Over here, we know that the S value is 4,000. So something plus 2,000 is 3,000. What's the something? 1,000. Man. And now you have all of your information. You've got your ordered pairs to play around with. You've got 0, 4,000, 1,000, 4,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 0. And do I need to worry about labeling out 0, 0? Nope. With these functions, or excuse me, these ordered pairs, all I have left to do is substitute in to my cost thingamajiggy. And when I substitute into my cost thingamajiggy, let's see, this one is 16 grand. 1,000, 2,000 is 23 grand. 1,000, 2,000 is 22 grand. And this one is 14 grand. Which one of those gives you a max? You need to sell 1,000 general admission as well as 4,000 student tickets to make your best profit. That's how that would work. Mr. Soto.
Oh, I wasn't really raising my hand, but I guess since you called on me. I just did the thing. I did my thing that I explained yesterday.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
I
And
know.
it failed so far at least.
Okay.
And I was wondering if I could explain it better than.
Let's hold off on it. Because I like, as much as I know that what you're doing is right, if I throw in the monkey wrench idea of, oh, let's try it this way, I don't want, I don't want someone just to say, to think they're somewhat decent going on this one, and then all of a sudden they try to do that, and things get garbled out. You know what I mean? Poor JC, I mean, her head's already spinning. We don't need to spin it anymore. I just had to.
I somehow got the right answer, but I did it completely different. Like I set it up all the same until you did like the $1 and the 50 cents. Instead, I did like $3.50 and then $6 because that's how much you like make for it. Like,
I see
and
what
it
you're
still worked.
saying. I see what you did, yeah, and that's fine.
That's okay.
You were overthinking the profit thing. I'm just using the values that we're given. Because yesterday, remember we had that one problem where it said you bought it for 20 and you sold it for 30, so you had made $10 profit.
Yeah,
Because we were looking at it, because we actually had to come up with how much it costed profit.
So that's fine. I'll do that.
You should get the same exact result.
Easier, though?
It's the same. You just want it with the intercepts are less crummy.
My setup is a lot easier than that.
Yeah.
I only have 3 lines.
That's all I have is 3.
Oh, but like, there's, I only have like.
Have him show you. I don't want to
I know
go
how
through.
to do it, but
Alright.
I realize.
Let's go to the third one.
Like Mr. Murphy, I don't know where I went wrong, but you should just take a look at my graphs and tell me like what has happened because I only have a quadrilateral. Yeah, and you want to like I'm missing a point.
It should be 0.5 would be
Why?
1. That's all it was.
Oh.
That's how it was. That's how it was. Because then you had 6,000 and 3 pounds shifted, and it would have cleaned out. That's how it worked. No problem. Number 3. Number 3 was talking about airline tickets, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to your sheet and read it real fast. So, Fun Time Airways is going from Palu to Nauru weekly if at least 12 first class tickets and at least 16 tourist tickets are sold. The plane can't hold more than 50 people. Excuse me. They make a profit of $26 for each tourist and $24 for each first class. In order for them to maximize profits, how much of each should they sell? So, you've got some stuff to worry about. It says you want to maximize profit. How much money do they make on first class seats? I'm going to go in alphabetical order again. 24. How much profit do they make on tourist seats? 6. Those guys must get the window view, that's why. Is it June? You ask your brother on that one, he knows that. Is it June? Restriction, it said they have to have at least 12 first class seats. So, first class seats has to be greater than or equal to 12. At least 16 tourists. And then how many does the plane hold? 50. Is there a multiplier to nope. All we're doing is counting the number of people. Count the number of first class people, add to the number of tourists, then it can't be any bigger than 50. First quadrant problem. I'm going to plot my intercepts on the 50 first. Okay? Plot the 50s on there first. I'm going to go F on the X, T on the Y. And we're moving inward. We know we're moving inward because 0 plus 0 is smaller than 50. Now we have to plot in our other points. We'll say 12 is here, and 16 is here. They intersect at 12 and 16, convenient. On the 12 line, is it moving towards 0 or away from 0? So 0 is smaller than 12? Moving away. So it's going in here. Same thing with the 16. So you get this boundary region in a little triangle. Once again, you should be pleasantly surprised that you happen to have one of the ordered pairs, or one of the values of the ordered pairs for the other two vertices. You know that the F part of this is 12. You know the T part of this is 16. Now the math. 12 plus what is 50? 38. 16 plus what is 34?
34.
34. David, 16 plus what is 34?
Yes, that's what I meant.
No, that's not what you
That's
said.
not what I said. Yes.
That's what you said. That's not what you said.
16 plus what is 50? Excuse me. You have your ordered pairs to test. You have 3 of them. We have 12, 16, 12, 38, and 34, 16. When you substitute into your profit one, I got 704 for this, 1276 for this, and 1232 for that. Therefore, I make the most money if I sell 12 of those and 38 of the other.
I got it.
One question. How do you know which one's 6, 7, and F?
I'm going alphabetically. it's up to you which one. No, it doesn't. But I found that if I put them alphabetically, F rears X, and then T would rear Y. It's just alphabetical. Yeah, they're alphabetical, so then that way you know which one's the X axis and the Y axis. That's all. It's completely irrelevant how you label it, as long as you're consistent. So that's why I put the F first and the T and everything like X. Okay. Has the shroud of secrecy on this somewhat dissipated in the sunlight aglow? Aghast, young chariot, rise among the ashes.
You're killing me.
To be or not to be.
This is why I teach math. Last but not least, you are working for Reynaldo Electronica.
What?
They make radios and tape players. Who listens to tapes anymore? Come on now. All right.
Old lonely people who play videos.
So, you know, if you read the question, forgot to read it. Your manufacturing plant has the capacity to make at most 600 radios and at most 500 tape decks. It costs the company $10 to make a radio and $12 to make a tape player. The company can spend up to $8,400 to make these products. There's your constraint, you know your costs. They make a profit of $19 on a radio and $12 on a tape. To maximize profits,
They're flirting.
To maximize profits, how many of each do they sell? So, you want to maximize profits again. You're a greedy capitalist. Maximize your profit. How much money did you make? Well, came for radios and tapes. So, how much money did you make on a radio? And how much did you make on a tape? There's my objective function. What I want to do. I can make up to 600 radios. So is it less than or equal to 600 or greater than or equal to 600? Less than or equal to 600. Good. Same thing with the tape decks. I can make less than or equal to, what was it, 500? And then it was restricted on the amount of money the supplies cost. The supplies to build a radio was $10. And the supplies to build a radio is $12. Tape. Did they have Dolby B or Dolby C? You never know. Noise reduction at its finest. You have no idea what I'm talking about. It's because I'm old.
Not 46 though.
Yeah.
You're not.
I had $8,400 to spend. Once again, is this a first quadrant problem? Yes.
It's just hyper mature.
These are nice when they're first quadrant. We had one.
Like 5 cheese.
We had one where it's just the constraints thrown out at you, but more often than not, in the real world, when you do the actual work problems, it's I can't do it. Not to say they're not out there, but I can't. I'm going to go with my larger intercepts again. I like to use the larger ones first because I think it'll help scale it. Of the 4 different intercepts we'll wind up with here, excuse me, yeah, 4. What's going to be the largest of the intercepts? Thank you. The 10 radio one, yeah. So the radio one here, I'm going to have an intercept of 840. And then the tape intercept is going to be at 700.
Yeah.
Inward or outward? Good. And now you have your 2 other restrictions. The radio is a vertical line through 500, oh, excuse me, 600. And 500. And they are less thans. So you've got your 2 points again. And it just so happens you can figure out the missing values relative. Yes, ma'am.
When I grafted the point where the 500 and 600 meet is on the inside of 140.
Yeah, I had that problem too.
Yeah, like whenever I graph it, it turns on like the wrong side. From my video.
It's a lot of it's like what? A lot of it's a scale. Or plopping your x's and y's.
Well, I didn't flip flop the x's and y's. It just happened like on the outside.
It's just a scale. And that's all it is. You'll get better at it, right? Okay. Hey guys, this is a great question. The two girls were having this. It happens. If you're not careful in how you draw your scale, I'm kind of going-ish. Kind of just throwing numbers in there, trying to see how close I can get it. If your interceptor look like it winds up being on the outside of that 700, 840 line, it just so happens it's probably because your scaling is a little bit off. That's all. Okay. So you wind up here, you've got a 600 for your R, which gives you 6,000. Move that over, you get 2,400. 2,400 divided by 12 is 200. Do the same thing with the 500 for the T. 500 times 12 is 6,000. Move the 6,000 over and I get 2,400 again. Divide that by 10 and I get 240. Everybody okay with that? Just kind of walking through it? JC, you got scrunchy face. What's wrong?
So what did you do?
I took the values here because I knew that the intercept here, excuse me, for the value of T is 500, so I did 1,200 times 500, which gave me 6,000. And then moved that over and I got 10R. That's where I got 240. I was just saying. Okay, that's all. So your ordered pairs wind up at, move this out of the way. Wrong page. 0, 500, 240, 500, 600, 200, and 600, 0. Gives you values at 6 grand, 1050, 560, 13,800, and 11,400, which gives you a maximum of 600. I'm telling you, when you get going on some of these things, the moment you start getting them, you're like, holy crap, I did it right. You know, you just get really excited, and so it's good.
I didn't even do the math. Like I picked 2 numbers.
Well, blind squirrel finds a nut, so.
I had to do 2 nuts.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Yes, ma'am. It's at 0 because the shading is moving inward. All the shades are coming in this way.
No, I'm totally different.
This point here, it's outside it. And that might have happened because of the way you guys drew your lines. That point is in value.
It's like what you guys are doing right there with
Yeah, so what we're finding out with things for your second. Yeah, same thing. What we're doing here is heads up, guys. What we're doing here.
Oh, we're gonna play heads up.
These 2 lines intersect here. It just so happened that the y coordinate was 500, so I substituted 500 in here, and I solved for R. So like we did the 2 days ago with the whole substitution when we had the funkier looking lines, it's the same thing.
So like, would another way to solve it, or like how we would I have written down right here? Remember how we did this? How we grab both of these?
Yeah. It's the same thing.
The same thing.
Basically it's the same thing. Yes, sir.
You know how you have like 5 points? Is there a limit to how many of those points?
No, your limit is will wind up being basically on the constraint. Some problems have more constraints than others, which create different boundaries. That's what you're limited to. No. Nope. It doesn't have to. Not at all. Mr. Soto.
Never mind. I thought you might do the thing wrong.
Best conversation ever you and I have had. Yes, sir.
I wrote up a past thing.
Yes, ma'am. No, the other man.
Are you gonna give us like a review packet?
No, I don't have one. Oh, that sucks.
She gave you the dirty stuff and you turned away. You're like,
No, you did.
I want you guys to take a minute.
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not this one.
Mr. Murphy.
Yo!
I kind of don't understand. Like, you got that, like, first
Hold on, guys. I can't hear.
8,000 and 8,400 and 7,000. How did you get 7,000?
We got 700.
So we got 700.
This one?
There's no homework tonight?
Oh, I got something for you to do. Ah, here it is. I want you guys to take a second.
Yeah.
No, that's what didn't clear out. Give me a second. I can clean this one up. Somebody just get those extra boxes. Take a minute or two. Set that one up. And I apologize for this is 2 hours. I mean, everything else is clear, but take a second and go through that one. For the sake of time, what's your objective? Maximize your profit. So if I want to maximize my profit, I'm going to go in here and look for, well, how much profit do I make? Well, I have large and small boxes. I make 20 bucks on a large one. And I make 10 bucks on a small one. There's my profit. After that, I go back through it. It says I have 2 hours for a small box, 3 hours for a large box, and how many hours do I have to work? 30. Can I work more than 30?
No.
Nope. So 30 is my top end. It's got to be less than or equal to that. It was 3 hours for the large, just keeping it in order, and 2 for the small. I was keeping them straight through with just putting them in terms of L would be on my x-axis, S will be on my y-axis when I go through that. You okay? All right. Now it said that you probably aren't going to. You want to sell at least 12. So if you want to sell at least 12, can you sell more than 12? Yes. You can sell more than 12, but the least amount you want to sell is 12. Is there any multiplier for large and small? Isn't that the whole problem?
Yes.
Can you have negatives? Verify your problem. Plot it.
I'm sorry.
Your brother loved these things.
I hate them.
He started going, so this is why business works like that. Yeah.
Because when we become the economists.
Thanks.
I think you're a great person.
Boy, that's not condescending at all.
You're a great person?
Pretty good feelings. Largest intercepts here, I believe, are at 12 and 12.
Yeah.
Put those on the tails. Oh no, there's a 15, sorry. I got a 15, so this is my S, this is my L. So I'll put the 15 up first. And the other one was at 10.
Yeah.
15 and 10. Is it moving inward or outward?
Inward.
This one's moving inward. $12 and 12. Is that one moving inward or outward?
Inward.
Outward.
Are you freaking serious?
I am freaking serious. Because what's 0 plus? Because
I'll never get this.
that was awesome. What's 0 plus 0? Is 0 smaller? Is 0 bigger than 12?
So are we gonna have like, oh no.
So it's moving outward. So I have this overlap just in this little spot here. Okay. So my ordered pairs as of right now are 0, 15, 0, and 12 for this one here. And I need to figure out where these two intersect one another. What?
Are we getting two different shapes here?
No,
No, just one?
just one.
Okay.
Because take a look at this. Well, and this is exactly, let me redo this. I'm going to redo the graph so you guys see it again. Because you're getting lost in your shape. I have intercepts on the 3L, 2S at 10 on the L, 15 on the S. You okay on that? Here's my 15.
Yes.
Here's 12. Connect. Is
It was
0,
supposed to be 10.
oh, thank you. Is 0 plus 0 smaller than 30?
Yes. it
Yes,
is.
so it's moving inwards. So I'm saying we're bringing in. Okay. The other one, intercepts 12 and 12.
Yes.
Is 0 plus 0 bigger than 12?
No.
So it's moving outward. So it's out here,
Oh, okay.
but in here. So the overlap occurs
Right
in here. So you have to find that point, because this one is at. So where those two intersect will be really easy to find.
And I think I found that.
L is 12 minus S, so 3, 12 minus S plus 2S. Bless you. I think you get 6.
Yeah.
Wait,
We
so
did multiply the bottom.
Substitute.
you substitute what numbers do you substitute?
I'm just substituting, I just got L by itself and just substituted the other equation. Just doing the system of equations. I do believe you get 6 and 6 for that ordered pair.
So I got that right.
God bless you. Holy moly! That was impressive. That was a sneeze. Wow. His sneeze had a sneeze. Wow. Anyway, when you substitute back in your profits then, what were we making? 20 and 10? So let's see. It was 20 times 0 plus 10 times 15.
What?
20 times 0. This is our profit function.
Okay.
Here I get 150 bucks. Here I get 120 bucks. And here I get 120 and 60, $180. I can make at least $180 at the bare minimum. So for my 30 hours of stenciling, I make 180 bucks.
Yeah.
$6 an hour.
Yay. If you sell all your boxes.
If you sell them.
And you don't include the time you have to wait in there.
Well, like,
Isn't that, isn't that the minimum?
Are we turning? Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
Not including.
What I have for you guys tonight,
Sitting doing nothing.
I have 2 more of these for you to work through. But to remind you on the quiz thing, or quizam, whatever you want to call it, for tomorrow.
That's the minimum.
It's basically over everything we've been working on as we started going. We started with systems of equations, graphing some stuff, very simple piecewise functions where you were domain restricted on your graphs. You just open dot, close dot, depending on that. It was really easy to walk through those because all you had to do is basically graph the whole thing and then just erase where it didn't work. The word problem like this, I'm trying to think, find the maximum minimum that was given to you with its own constraint, kind of like what we did the very first day of 3.4. I don't think there's anything else that's scary, to be honest with you. It's extremely, extremely straightforward. There's no tricks. Yes, ma'am. No, I just said it was on there. Think about it. How many of these can I put on a quiz or a test? One. Oh yeah, speaking of which, you really can only do numbers 1 and 2 because number 3 says something in here. It says, the table below. I don't see a table. Unless it's on your table, and then there's a table below. Well, that table may not have any information on it that you may need. No. All right? So basically, you've got the first 2 to do. And if from earlier today,
That explains why you didn't care.
from earlier, gentlemen, come on. From earlier today was any coincidence, when you read the first question, I'll get you this out. When you read the first question, it goes through with blah, 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 words. You have X amount of dollars to spend. Hardcover book is $24, paperback is $8. Basket will hold at least, all right, so you can have most 8 or 3 hardcover or 7 paperback. Find the maximum number of books something can hold. So, come here, Cooper. We're going to count how many books he can carry. Ready?
Go.
All right, so let's say he can hold that many. How many did he count? Or how many does he have?
4.
What did you do?
Counted.
You counted them. Now let's make this real crazy. So there's 4 books. Take a deep breath. Are you pacing yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. How many things is he holding? 7. What did you do? You just counted. Is there any multiplier here?
No.
Okay. Yours is great, right? Now you know how to do. Now you know how to set up number 1. Yes, sir.
I don't know, Mr. Murphy. Counting is pretty hard.
I know. I have a hard time because when I throw out papers, I don't know how to count. Yeah.